Hi everybody, welcome back. A million apologies. We had a little bit of a technical gremlin. That's been sorted hopefully. So we're now with you for the next hour. Launching, of course, the With Compliments brand new collection. The exclusive collection to us at Carnation Crafts TV. Now, I went through everything earlier on, which hopefully most of you that are watching have seen. So we aren't going to spend too much time going through it all again. But this complete collection, remember, is at a very special price of $109.99. It's kind of leaning towards solving problems for making men's cards or masculine cards. You've got that magical stag in the center. You've got the beautiful owl. You've also got that fantastic lion as well, the main aspects, but then all the accessory dies down the bottom, things that us guys love to bits, but as a lady, you'd love them too. Wine, cheese, steak. The balancing mouse on the books is fantastic. You've got your thistle and ferns there as well. If you've got a superhero in the family, you've got the superhero in the collection. And of course, my passion. I'm not really a jewelry person, but I do love my watches.
We were just having this discussion,
Yes.
Mr. Dave.
We were, absolutely. Main milestone birthday, designer watch, very nice. That's in there as well. 221001. Don't forget, you don't pay $109.99 because you're watching us today. We're going to give you a discount code, and here it comes again. CCWC10 is what you need to put in the promo box. That takes it down then to under £100, and you can pay with PayPal Pay in 3 or ClearPay with up to 4 payments if you'd rather, interest-free. That's the housekeeping done. We started the boards before we got the gremlin. We kicked the gremlin out. He's gone. Banished. Be out. Be gone. Gremlin. Hello.
He sounds so dominant when he's
masterful.
So we were looking at these boards and how gorgeous they are. So this stag. So what I was explaining to you is we've got this element here and then we've got this separate element here. So essentially what we've got are two card bases, but they work together as well, which is really, really cool. So if we look at this section here, this is the bit I want you to look at the most. You can see here we've got the little 4 white strips, which are your dies, okay? And then if you look at this side, we've got the little 4 strips that are your dies as well. We've got those splits in the corner. Now, these lines are all separate dies. Each one of these are all separate.
Yeah.
They come away. That means you'll see this one has got no end point. There is no die at the end of this one. And it's because we use these ones and we put them across. And it depends how long you want your card to be. So you can have that design. If you want your card to stretch over here, then you put the end piece here.
Brilliant.
If you want it to be here, you put it here. It's up to you. It's completely up to you how you want to work it.
Looking at this colour, I've just seen, I think my family, the Bradford family Christmas card this year could be that stag. We're not talking Christmas. This is a kind of a masculine collection, if you want to think of it that way, but perfect for a Christmas card.
Absolutely gorgeous, right? Because it's so unusual and it's so different. His little snout will go into that little triangular pocket as well, so it all works together. It's just incredible. And it's so different. Like this idea of being able to take that card and elongate it for as long as it needs to be, for our use, that's clever. That is really, really awesome. You'll see as we go through the card samples what that means for your card making. From there, we've got the gorgeous, gorgeous owl.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. It's like a totem pole owl.
Yeah, it is a bit.
I love it. I love the fact that it comes down on this piece here. And again, because we've got those split dies, where you see the white coming off here, you can extend that white to this length. You can have the card however long you want it to be. Same with the circle. You can have this white panel as long as you want it to be. But they're kept independent from each other so that you can use them independently. It's up to you what you're doing with them. So you've got this massive control over your card making, which is incredibly powerful. These geometrics are just beautiful. This one happens to be my favourite of the geometrics. I absolutely love it. I love one of the samples that she's colour pieced it all together and it looks super pretty. It's all of the different ways that we get to use it.
Could it be this one here?
That could be that one there. So you can see how all of this is being colour pieced.
I mean, although they look like feathers, which they're supposed to, that could also be rising sun, setting sun.
Absolutely. Beautiful, right?
Love it.
And just, you know, adding 2 in together, you can see where the strip is across here in order to create that full circle. Is just beautiful.
The feathers on the owl, can you lift them up a little bit if you want to?
You will. So you'll be able to get your pokey tool in there. Each one will be able to be shaped out as it wants. If you want to feather them, all you're going to do is just use a little cutting knife and just release the pips on those feathers and they will all lift up. So beautiful. Really, really sweet. Then him. he was going to be the star of the show, wasn't he? And everybody has commented on the lion because he's so dramatic. It's such a beautiful piece of artwork, gorgeous shading, gorgeous detail, even down to just sort of the ear, all of these little pieces that come together to form this beautiful piece. And again, same thing, this whole piece where you can remove those dies and move them along, move them up, move them down, whichever way, or alternatively, if you're using a larger piece and you wanted to make, say, a scrapbook page, those kind of things, just don't use one of the end dies and just cut at that edge. And that's as much as you need. It's entirely up to you.
Just think of the situations where that line is going to be appropriate. When someone needs a bit of strength, a bit of moral support, something
courage,
like that.
bravery, all of those things. Super beautiful. I think they're one of the most exciting dies as far as the kind of idea of engineering is concerned. I think that's one of the most exciting things to hit the die market in years.
Yep.
It is so clever. Then we've got this little chap. He's very handsome. I love all the little fur detail just coming down. It looks like he's got long fur on his face. He's so handsome. So we've got the little wee mouse. I was saying yesterday, if you cut into these and cut little sections off, you can decoupage them up so it looks all rickety. At some point during the demonstrations this week, I will show you that because I have done it on a couple of demos and it's just super cute. And you've got your mat.
And also think of all the other Carnation Crafts collections that I know many of you have got that have got mice featured in them. You can use that in all the other collections that you've bought previously.
Absolutely. And bear in mind as well in this, you've got 2 blocks of cheese because mice love cheese.
And you do too.
I really love cheese. I love cheese and so this is like my best
cheese for
board
you,
ever.
wine for me, perfect. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Can we share the wine? Can we go twos up?
All right.
Because this is like the best board in the world. So you have obviously got your dark cheeses, your I don't know the cheeses with the moulds in them because I just eat the cheddars.
Would that be camembert? Is that the mouldy cheese, camembert? I'm not sure.
I don't know the things. People at home.
Stilton, that's
Stilton.
it. Thank you, Taz.
Then you've got your gorgeous wine bottle here. The cork, where you just see the top of the cork there, you can snip that off and it can be attached into here so it looks as if the cork has been pulled. You've then got your bread, you've got your platter, and you've got your steak, and you've got your cheese. I think this is the most incredible thing. And I will say that when I started, when I got all the pieces and I was looking at all this and I was like, why would you have a steak? But it makes sense. When you're making it, it makes sense. It's so good. It's just a really gorgeous set. We move on to this one that's got the idea of that Scottish kind of idea with the thistles, the ferns, you've got your knots, you've got your pins, you've got your feathers. These are your tuck-ins and these are going to sort of finish your formation on your cards. They're just going to allow for that extra detailing. Alison's saying, CC payment website only, allowing clear pay, are you aware? Hopefully someone at Carnation is watching this and they can just check into that for us and we will see what they say.
We will get back to you.
We'll get back to you and we'll get that sorted. From there, we have got Dave's favourite. The detailing on these is incredible. So you've got the gold watch and you've got the silver watch. Obviously this has got those blue hues to it. Obviously you've got all the detailing in here. It's beautiful. Now these links are cut. There's cut line details into those, which means we can bend them. So you can actually bend it over and have that protruding from the card. Nice. It looks beautiful. They're so well done.
I mean, for a milestone birthday, a watch I think is really a lovely iconic symbol to use.
It is. Milestone birthdays, retirement, all of those things are what we associate watches with, isn't it? It's those gifts that you get at the end.
But you don't see wristwatches. It's normally pocket watches, and they're not always appropriate. So I think everyone loves a posh watch.
I've bought my dad 2 very posh watches in my time, and he absolutely loves them. It's got a real thing to it, hasn't it? Those kind of gifts, and I think this is why this is so important for men's cards. I think men love watches a lot.
Just telling a story. My dad was very seriously ill many years ago. We almost lost him. He got over the problem, recovered, and my mum and myself bought him a wristwatch, and it's the most dear thing that he owns now. He never ever takes it off.
Yeah, it's funny how, because men get, I think, sentimentally attached to this. Yeah. My dad, when I bought him the first watch that I got him, somebody else bought him a watch and he wouldn't change it because he wanted the one, presumably because I'm his daughter, I don't know. And then I bought one to replace it because it had had its life, I will say. And then we've got your hero board here. So you've got two colourways. You've got that grape and that gold, which is just gorgeous. I love this.
I do.
I think there's so many ways of playing with this. There's so many things we can do with it. And it's so iconic and incredibly powerful as a message to somebody. You are my hero.
Yeah. Who would your superhero be at home? What have they done that's made them that sort of status? Then now you've got the card that you can send them. That would mean so much.
I love it. What's really nice as well is if you cut off his, well, I'll say this appropriately, but if you cut off his head, cut off his arms and his legs and basically cut around that cape and decoupage that cape and his head, it looks really powerfully 3D as well. So really gorgeous. All your mats and layers. I love the mat. I love the mat for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that could actually just be a silhouette of a man in, you know, in the distance. Yeah, absolutely. So I love the fact that we've got both there. So that's your main collection.
All right. Now, let me remind you, if you want to go for the main collection today, that obviously is where you save the most money. It's just under £110, but it's not for you because you're watching us exclusively on Carnation Crafts TV. And that means that we can give you a little bit of a treat. You can't use this code in conjunction with any other codes, maybe for the newsletter or anything like that. This is a standalone code because you're watching us on Carnation Crafts TV, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on carnationcrafts.co.uk, or whether you're watching us on YouTube. Either way, CCWC10 will take the price down to under £100, free P&P because you're spending over £50 with us in the UK. If you're watching us in America, it's just $4.95 for your shipping and handling. But if you do want perfect papers or another paper pack, pro paper, anything like that, it'll be $14.95 your shipping and handling. And there is, remember, ClearPay and PayPal Pay in 3 available as well. And in answer to your question, Alison, about the website, we've looked into it and it seems everything's correct our end. So if you do have a problem with the way that you want to pay, just contact Carnation Crafts customer services and they will sort out the issue for you. Now, all of these are available individually on the website as well. So if, like me, you've fallen in love instantly with the stag and that's what your budget allows you today, you can buy that on its own. And remember, it's free postage if you spend over £50 in anything to do with this main collection. And the CCWC 10 will also work, provided it's related to the With Compliments collection. Whether it's the dies, whether it's the perfect papers, you can use that discount code. Now, not only have we got this wonderful array of collections for you, we've also got the sentiment bundle. Now, this is an added additional extra, or it can be a standalone item if you would like it. And we, both Carla and myself, have fallen in love with these because you've got all of these wonderful verses that you can see here. Thank you for being so, and then you fill in the blank. It's blankety blank, isn't it? You make me feel so, and then you are so, and then you choose which of these, and they're all dies, and you've got your matting and layering dies to go with them too. Yeah. Great idea.
So you get 2 for each one, which is incredibly awesome because normally we only get 1 matting for sentiments. The fact that we can do both, so we can really start merging those colours in if we're using perfect papers. So the boards for these then, just to have a quick look through, just so we can see what it is that you're getting. So we've got You Are So, and obviously you get this blank piece, this sort of bubble, speech bubble. You can fill that in by handwriting, you can fill it in with other sentiments that you've got, or we can fill it in with the main section that you get on here.
I'm thinking of some kind of comical words you could use, kind of tongue-in-cheek.
We will discuss that later, Dave.
Okay.
You can put in whatever you like. Thank you for being so. You make me feel so. You make me feel
young,
like a natural woman. So this is all one big pack. It's called Complimentary Words. So those are the 3 large that you see at the top. And then we go on to the main section where you've got all of these. Look at that. It's so gorgeous, right? I love the font they've used. So we have got charming, kind, great and brilliant, helpful, handsome, strong, loved, brave, wise, generous, smart, talented, clever, loyal, thoughtful and beautiful. So no matter, no matter what, you are so brave, you are so helpful, you are so thoughtful. Thank you for being so generous. Thank you for being so charming. You make me feel so strong. You make me feel so brilliant. All of these different things. So we change it up, don't we? It's that kind of going from friend to going to a partner, going to a grandparent, going to a parent, going to a child. There's a sentiment for everything that we would need. And I love that very, very much.
I mean, that board, the black board there, just with those words, they're all really strong words. Just that as a background
I know.
Would look great. Oops. That as a background would look fantastic, wouldn't it? But yeah, just individually picking out the word that's appropriate. And I love the font on that as well. Now you're going to get all of that. There's a lot of dies there for your money. 221011, 44.99 gets all of those to you. And that is 221011 if you'd like it. Obviously, if you're adding it into your order with your main collection, the With Compliment collection, that will be delivered without any shipping and handling or P&P charges at all. And that can also go into your PayPal Pay in 3 or your ClearPay as well. But it is a standalone item if you'd like it today. And I've got to say hello to all of you that are saying hi on Facebook. This is Suzanne Page who says, hi Carla and Dave. Miss Taz as well. Hello to you from sunny Bognor Regis. Loving the nails and oh no, she's having nails and pedicure done while watching you. Oh, that's multitasking.
Well, that's quite nice and fancy.
Linda Wilson says, can't wait for the postie to arrive. Yvonne Hodge says, welcome back. Thank you. Yeah, the gremlin at the beginning of the hour. Sorry about that. Linda says, excellent. Back in the room. That's where we like to be, in the room. I've got to show you some finished samples quickly as well. Always love to say hi to the team, the design team here at Carnation Crafts. Barbara Treadwell, hello Barbara. Wonderful use of the thistles and the feathers, really gorgeous there. And that's one of those verses you can see, they're drop shadowed beautifully. You make me feel so loved. Oh, my favourite. This is going to be the Bradford Christmas card. Barbara's done that one as well.
Are you going to be ended up hitting me up to make all your Christmas cards, Mr. Dave?
You might get a text. Might do it myself, surprise myself.
You can.
Pam Simpson, hello Pam. Now remember, with the vignettes, the artwork that you can print off right away from our Carnation Crafts website, carnationcrafts.co.uk, they are double-sided if you want them to be. So, the back and the front can be in full colour. If you just want to print off single-sided to save your ink, you can do that. But great that you've got the opportunity to choose. Look at this one, Brave and Strong. Who would you send that one to?
Me.
Why not? Lindsay Atherton's done that one. Superhero and the Lion. And then giving a totally different feel using those wonderful background dyes just in a monochrome colour. White on white works beautifully well. Very kind of frosty and cool and ice-like for the winter. You're so handsome. And then, so cute, this one. Look at this. You are so loved.
Oh, Dave, you're so nice to me today.
I know.
You're not
I don't know what's come over me. Really don't know what's come over me.
I love that. Look at that colour piecing on that card you've just put down.
Oh yeah, paper
Isn't that
piece.
incredible?
Love it. And then Pam Simpson's done this one with the wise owl and the beautiful feathers. But as I said before, that could be a stained glass window, it could be a sunrise or a sunset or whatever you want it to be. Just some of the cards from the design team. Okay, right. Let's crack on with our first demo. And remember, you can get in touch with us if you want to. If you're watching on Facebook, by the way, you can instantly send a message via Facebook or on YouTube too. We'd love to hear from you. And we've got 3 live 1-hour shows today. And I think we're starting the next one, 1:30?
Yes, 1:30, because we had a glitch here, obviously, so we had to change the timings of the other one. So 1:30 and 3:30 will be the shows today. I love that they're giving me that information to spread, because you know I'll get it wrong. But 1:30 and 3:30. While we're just talking about this collection, before I go on to the demo, and I will very quickly go on to the demo, one of the things that is noticeable about, or notable, should I say, about this collection very much. We talk about Carnation being building blocks that in actual fact you only ever buy one collection and then you just have bolt-ons to it, and every single collection after that is just a bolt-on to the original one that you ever bought. And this one is, you know, a really strong reminder of that. So when we're looking at aging well with that wine bottle, if you take that over to I'm gonna rake my brain here, I think it was especially for you, where you have the tankard and you have the wine glass, all of those things are incredibly complementary to this set, excuse the pun.
And that's why we put them in the show. So if you want to add those into your order, or if you're thinking, oh, actually the style will work wonderful with that sentiment or whatever, all these will come up on the side of the screen. They are still in stock on the website, and you'll find them if you have a little look at carnationcrafts.co.uk. But like we always say, so many previous dyes that have been on offer complement the current collection.
So the ornate book collection with the personal notes would be amazing for doing books with this, especially because you've got that superhero character and you've got the mouse. So you'll be able to create amazing books going through. For those of you who have just bought crafty little things as well, which we had last week, to bring those in, as well as, you know, the little mice working with these, building those geometrics, you could have those little mice building those things as well. So have a look at all the collections that are there on the website. They'll have them all linked, because the ones that are the most that go with it the most complementary to it will all be linked. Vibrance of Autumn, got to say as well, the book in that as well. All of these awesome. But yeah, go and have a look at, especially for you, have a look at those extras.
Yvonne Hodge says, I agree with you, Dave. The stag would be ideal for a Christmas card. Thank you very much, Yvonne. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing, I think.
Some tartan colours behind it as well would be amazing, wouldn't they? Right, let's have a look at a demo and let's have a look at how this starts to come together and how it works as a piece, because it's incredibly beautiful. 2 8x8 pieces of card here, and I've got the same rulings that we always have. 1/2 inch score just here. You've got your red liner tape on top. We're going to fold it away and keep that folded point towards your body, and then you're going to put this on top and shuffle, and it prevents it from sticking together by accident. Butt it up against something. I'm using my multimedia mat.
That'll be on the website.
And then, thank you very much. Oh, you're like Debbie McGee this morning.
Get in there.
And then we can place that there, and that gives us our perfect card base for the card to go on. Lots of you already know this, but for those of you who are brand new, card making is not frightening, it's just a process. The perfect papers that are with this collection are something else. The Pantone and the colours that come through on the perfect papers are just incredibly beautiful.
Now, I've actually got the perfect papers spread out here on my left-hand side. If you want to add those into your order, remember, adding it with the main collection, if you're in the UK, there'll be no P&P charge to get it to your door. If you add it to your order and you're in the USA, your total shipping and handling will be $14.95. But if I just put one of these finished cards here next to the collection, can you see how all those colours work with the artwork, the vignettes, the wine, the cheese, the owl, all of these colours hand selected and hand printed by Carnation, 48 sheets, 300 GSM. I mean, if you're spending the money on the dies, it makes absolute sense to spend a couple of pounds more really on getting these cards that work so well.
I do indeed.
Yeah.
I think most people know, don't they, that it's the perfect partner to anything that we are creating. So we've got a little mat here. What I've done is just taken off 1/2 inch, so I've got a tiny little border. Now, often I go for a bigger border when I'm doing mats and layers, but for this one particularly, because I want to have that card shape showing through the way I do, I've left it at just a small border. I don't need that garish side panel. I'm going to take in this. So they've changed the recipe for my foam tape, Dave.
Oh, have they?
It's causing me untold problems.
You left it in the car again, haven't you, when it's got hot?
Maybe.
Maybe. I'm sure. Oh, that was a Wheelerism. Maybe.
Maybe. That's where I've got it from. Wheeler's just been messaging me.
Even if she's
on
in
holiday.
Turkey, which is where she is, she still gets isms.
That woman will be in my psyche forever. And then we're just going to place this on, so we're just going to move it around until I've got it to the right place. Guys, I can't lean over, so same rules apply. Mine's going to be wonky, yours shouldn't be.
Looks all right from here.
And then I'm going to push, pull, and that'll give me my mats and layers. Right, let's talk about those geometric card shapes. So, Dave, can you pass me the lion, please?
Yep.
I want to talk to you about this. So, you can see here that I've got this card base. Okay, that's the geometric. I've put a layer on top and it's just sitting there, but it is actually your white piece at the back. Now, the way that works, if I just remove this, take this out, where your card base is on these dies, let me put it the same way so you can see it. If I place that there as the die is, you can see that as an edge point, it ends here.
Yeah.
All right, so my choices are now to take this die, if I can release it, I don't want to bend it, if I can release this.
Is that the best way of getting the dies off? Just use your pokey tool?
I just use pokey. It's always better to pull your paper away from the die rather than to pull your die away from the paper, because you can tear it. So all I'm just looking at here is where I've got that sitting on top of that metal. So that's your die going through your machine, as we are aware. Now if I was to put this die here, that's going to make that card shape just that long. I can change it to here. I can change it to here. I can change it to here, or I can change it all the way down. It's entirely up to me how I want that to be.
So don't think your dies are broken. They're supposed to be separate.
They're supposed to be separate because and it's the same with your mats and layers as well. They didn't just do it for the main card shape, they've done it for all your mats and layers as well. So you can go into this and create so many different things. It's incredible. You can do, you know, sort of weird little shapings if you want to. You can start to make almost triangular ones. It's entirely up to you. And any excess, we just snip off.
And also, you don't have to use it with the character. You don't have to use it with the lion at all. You can actually use it completely separately, and it looks quite retro, quite 60s there.
It's so important that they didn't make it one big piece.
Yeah.
It's so important that we are allowed to use this card shape independently from the character. Not because we don't like the character, but because the character may not always be the most appropriate thing for what we're using, and the card base could be, and that's why it's so important. So I'm just going to peel this away. I'm going to take this one off, and then I'll just get rid of a couple of these. They're a pain to
Your
get
nails
off
are
at the
looking
minute.
good.
Do you like them? They're completely plastic. They're from Amazon.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, things you can get from there nowadays.
All the glamour me. Hey up, I've just pulled the whole of that off. Just bear with. This foam tape. Right, I'm just leaving. It's making me get prickly armpits, so I'm done. It's enough. Enough. Right, I'm going to take this off. I'm just going to lay this over here. Right, I might have to lean over because I don't know if I can see. Miss Taz is laughing in the background.
Sniggering away in the corner.
And just place that there. Now the idea of having the foam tape here is not really to stick them, it's to maintain that lift. Now what we can see here is those shadows. Can you see the shadows playing here? I don't know how well. If I just move this, you see that shadow play? There you go, look at that. That shadow play is incredible from these shapes.
It's really effective.
And it's so important. So this demo is a quick demo because what I wanted to do was show you how it comes together and how we draw in. I have got some pieces I'm going to put on it. I'm not just going to give you a complaint. That would be weird. But I did just want to show you how it comes together and how you get this beautiful play on those shadows, those shapes and that colour. So it's just important for you to be able to see how to move that die. The same goes for the lions, for, you know, for all of the things. So if you're cutting out this wee chappy here.
Oh, is he in 2 colourways?
He is.
Oh.
Did you not know this?
No,
Did I not explain the things?
We may have done.
Rah. Raw. He's so handsome. Raw. So where we've got him and you've got those placements there, if you were to cut the character and we were to use the base layer from it, we could obviously cut him so he would be this and he would be over the edge of the card. So I hope that makes sense. Now I'm using him as a drop shadow. So the reason I've got the 2 colours is I'm going to use him as a drop shadow and use him on top.
Okay.
So I'm bringing them both together. So I've got them both on foam tape. And this is a constant battle at the minute as to whether the backing of the foam tape is going to come off or whether my nails are.
I wouldn't have
like a
thought of
little
doing that,
competition.
drop shadowing it, but what a clever idea.
Well, it's a simple technique, isn't it? Just let me try and get this off. It's driving
Now,
me mad.
remember, all of the artwork, we call them vignettes because it's posh. Vignettes basically are artwork that you can print off the website right now, and loads of you messaged us yesterday and today to say that you've done that. You haven't got to wait for your images. They're there for you to print off right now at carnationcrafts.co.uk. Oh,
Now listen guys, that's incredibly powerful just on its own without any extra effort on your part. Honestly, put a sentiment here and you've made an incredible card. You don't need to go much further than that. You can see the power of it, right?
Yep.
And those monochromatics that come through, and they've done quite a few monochromatics on here and they're gorgeous. Now listen, I just want to say, when you're printing off the vignettes, it's different this time. And a lot of you will notice it. Some of them have got a full background colour, and our vignettes don't normally. They're normally just white with the image on it. Some of them have got a full background colour, and it's so that you've got the option where you've printed it on ProPrint to be able to use that as your background section as well. Some of them don't have it, so you're fine if you don't want to use them, but it's so you've got that extra option, and that's important. So let's go in with the second fella, and I've got him lifted up on foam tape. This time I've got a little bit on his nose. This is going to drive me absolutely batty.
I'm just thinking about it, looking at the monochrome line there. Hopefully you don't need sympathy cards very often, but that will make a lovely sympathy card, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's so powerful
Yeah.
in monochrome. There's something about it. Now I have got a little bit of foam tape on his snout. I'm not going to bother taking it off, mainly because it's driving me mad, but also because I don't need it to stick. What I need it to do is lift, and that's all its function is for me at the minute. Now I am going to have to lean over slightly. I do apologise for my grey noggin coming in, but I'm just going to ever so slightly edge him.
This is going to look good.
So that I have that gorgeous
yeah.
drop shadow that comes behind him of that face shot, and it's beautiful. It just adds that extra dimension in. Right, we're going to go in with the thistle. I won't be long. And we've got our ferns. Let's have a look. Let's do a little bit of comp, a couple of feathers, and let's build this scene just to finish it off, to add some more colour and to just add a bit more dimension. So a couple of thistles. Take your ball tool, and obviously we're going to work it from the outside in, and we're just going to work it round. So starting from your edge, pull it round.
And there are loads of little cuts in the thistle
In
that
the
allow you
thistle.
to do this doming.
Without breaking the fibres
Yeah.
too badly. So we're not ripping anything doing this, but the shaping that you get from the...
Oh,
Can you
wow.
see that? It's incredible, okay? That's just a little bit of shape. So if I hold that up, you can see the dimension. Now, because you've got these flatter panels, you can bring them out and you can leave the dome in just in the centre of that thistle, so it gives it that full 3D element and it makes it look super, super amazeballs. I don't know if I'm going to use both of them, but let's shape them just in case.
A lot of you I know actually do this in like in bulk, so you can have like little boxes or envelopes full of all these accessories. You can just kind of pick them as you need them. Have a die cutting day and then a card constructing day.
Well, if you enjoy using pin flare, one of the things you can do is do a construction day like Dave was just saying, where you would shape all of these out, and you can actually put pin flare on the inside of them and just leave them to dry completely as separate elements. Then when you actually go to stick them, all you need to do is put a tiny little bit of pin flare on and that will dry much quicker.
Clever.
So it's just the ways you decide to play with it. So we've got those. I'm going to leave the other bits as they are because I'm not too worried about what happens with them. Now I want to bring these in, so I've got options now. I can bring them in at the bottom underneath his mouth, underneath his hairline, underneath his mane. It's super pretty, already super pretty. I can choose to play with that dimension and give it a grounding device if I want to. Or I can take it to the top corner up here and have a flourish coming down, which is probably where I'm going to go. Now what I'm going to say is I'm actually going to take it from the bottom and take it up rather than from the top corner, and the reason that I'm doing that is because I overlapped him from the top. So I've got a higher point here visually than I have at the bottom, if that makes sense. So I'm going to take these and I'm just going to bring them from here and I'm going to draw the eye upwards, and that's how I'm choosing to do the comp for me on this, just because that's the way visually I like it.
And to be fair, these thistles and these feathers, you're going to use them in probably all of your card making if you want to. They're not just relevant to the characters, the lion, the stag and the owl. They're standalone accessories, aren't they?
They're going to be beautiful at Christmas, the thistles, because they've got that lovely wintry feel to them, haven't they?
And use them on canvases and things like that, not just for card making.
So I'm going to place two together. That creates my grounding device. I'm going to whiz them round so those leaves kiss, just like so. And then, these are so pretty. Right, I need another one of these. I'll get one later on and we'll do a different thing on it. I want to show you something with them because they're super clever.
And also one little thing about them, if you're loving that fern, but you're thinking actually it's pointing the wrong direction, it's going left, I want it to go right, print it as a double-sided vignette and then you've got your left and right.
Well, can I say I don't think you need to, because have a look, where is the fern? At the front. I think you've got
The
both.
fern die. Oh,
Look.
you do get both, do you?
Yeah.
Ah, yes you
Can
do.
you see?
Yeah. Beg pardon.
So you don't need to, you can, and you can build the most enormous bouquets with this. Now what I want to do is take a little bit of wet glue, but not much, and I'm not gluing the bottom because it's going to sit into my pin flare that I've already used. Vera says she's got the same problem with the hair foam tape. It drives me nuts. Vera, you and me, we're going to start a club. It's where we just moan about not being able to get the back off foam tape. And then I'm just going to place this in. So the first thing I'm doing is sticking it into the pin flare before I commit to the stick at the top. Don't want to commit to that stick yet. I'm going to place it over there, and that's why I'm not committing to the stick, because I don't know where everything's going to lay.
Wiggle time.
Wiggle time. So the pin flare allows me to stick but move. The wet glue is my final solution. So this is where we're going in. So I'm going to take this little bit of glue just under here, not much, just enough to hold it, and then I'm just going to push. Wait, give it a chance. That's what I always say to Miss Taz when she's trying to make me go fast. Wait. And then I'm just going to place this onto here and hold it. Just let it just do its thing, and that's that held. Right, let's go in with those feathers and let's build this scene. For the feathers, all I'm going to do is where the spine is, just bend it round. Can you see how that bends on that spine?
Yep.
So we're just using that to just create those shaping. Not too much, it's just enough. Place some pin flare into that spine. You having a slurp, Mr. Davy B?
I am.
He's got a brew.
I'm taking advantage while you're talking. While you're talking, I'm slurping.
There's usually plenty of time for that to happen, Dave. As my father says, if her mouth's not moving, she's probably asleep. And he's not wrong. And then we're just going to place these in. Hey up. get back there. Push those in. You see how we're starting to build that beautiful scene, and it's got something really powerful about it. Those blues against those browns, that's an incredibly powerful combination just on its own, those two colours, and that's why the Perfect Papers are just gorgeous for this collection. So we're building in. What we're using those ferns for is just that outward spray. What we're using really is this corner with these feathers. That's the mainstay. They're just the further spray to draw the eye towards the top of the card and to bring in his little face. Not that he needs any help, but it's just your visuals.
You know, this collection, although it can be for ladies as well as gentlemen, the reaction to it has been amazing, because everybody I've ever met at shows like at the NEC or wherever it's been, they've always said it's the guy cards that we really struggle with. We don't struggle with, you know, the lady cards and wife cards, that sort of thing, but we do struggle with masculine cards. This collection is perfect in that way, which is, I think, why one of the reasons it's been so popular since the little tease that you gave them yesterday in the on the Facebook Live.
Yeah, well, I was saying yesterday, I'm just wiggling those so that I can stand the card up. Yesterday, I was saying that we celebrate femininity all of the time, and we, you know, it's a lovely thing, and I agree with celebrating femininity, absolutely. We need to celebrate the masculines in our life as well sometimes, because they're just as important. And we don't always get the opportunity to have those things at our fingertips that allow us to do that in a nice, expressive way.
And this collection does.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Hello, Jane Latos. Hi, Jane. She says, oh dear, back on the naughty step. I think a few of you are today. Vera says, about the foam tape. She has the same trouble. Loads of you getting in touch. Fifi, hello, Fifi. She says, hello, Carla and Dave. Linda Stevens says, welcome back. Thank you very much. I mean, just to let you know, if you've never watched this before, now 30% of our entire available stock has now gone. I know loads of you ordered it yesterday when Carla did the Facebook Live tease of this. Just to explain what you're watching and how this works. This is our own channel. This is Carnation Crafts TV, which is probably 6 months old now.
Aye.
Yeah, about 6 months old. So it's a dedicated channel that we can directly talk to you on Facebook, on YouTube, and of course on carnationcrafts.co.uk as well. Now, once a month, the guys invite me to come and do the presentation of a brand new collection launch, which was lovely. And I got asked about 6 months ago, just 7 months ago, the guys at Carnation Crafts called me and they said, we know you love Carnation so much and it comes across, we'd love you to be our regular launch presenter, if that's all right. I said, all right. Yeah, I love Carnation Crafts. So this is my one day of the month that I can come along and talk to you about a new collection. And I think this one today is ticking all the boxes. Very busy for it. It's very easy to order, and I'll explain how to do that in just a second. But firstly, the main part of it for me is this top row. You've got your Edge of Wisdom, which is the amazing owl. Let me show you that amazing owl. And you get that gorgeous either stained glass window, sunrise, sunset effect, backdrop die as well. That's incredible. They stand alone beautifully, but together they're a work of art. My favourite, it always has been and always will be, no matter what card I'm making, will be a stag. But again, you can use that stag image in your mixed media projects as well, if you're making maybe canvases or doing a Christmas card. Available in 2 colourways, the vignettes of course, stunning. And then the other one is the Edge of Pride, which of course is the lion that Carla was showing you a few minutes ago, and just incredible, stunning dies and artwork. So those are the main 3. You're going to get all of those dies and all the various different cutting dies, the edges, and of course these beautiful backgrounds as well in there. But then the bottom row is also included in your With Compliments collection as well. Now, I don't know many of my male friends that don't love a glass of wine, a bit of cheese, a bit of steak, maybe read a book. I don't know many superheroes, but I'm sure you do at home. And also you've got the watch there as well. All things that kind of relate very masculine possibly, but then you've got the beautiful thistles and ferns. So this is the complete collection. Now that price should be what you should be paying, but because you're watching us maybe for the first time or maybe for the 6th or 7th time when we do these launches, we're going to give you a special launch discount. CCWC10. CCWC10, put that into the promo code box on the website when you check out, and your price will come down by 10%. It will go down to under £100, $98.99, with 3 PayPal payments available for you, PayPal Pay in 3, and up to 4 ClearPay payments if you want to spread the cost of this. But so many of you have got in touch with us, emailing, getting in touch via Facebook, YouTube, saying that you actually purchased it yesterday evening before you even saw the price, because Carla does a little bit of a launch teaser the day before the actual official launch, and then you have to go to the website to see the price details. This is the official launch show. Apologies, we were half an hour late. We had a little technical gremlin, so our shows today are going to be at 1:30 and at 3:30 as opposed to 1 and 3, okay? But this whole collection available for you, free P&P because it's over 50 quid, which we always do. If you're in America, it's $4.95 shipping and handling. And if you want to add your perfect papers in the UK, you can add those perfect papers in. You'll still not get charged any P&P. They're available for you as well. But in America, if you add the perfect papers or pro paper, anything like that, you're looking at $14.95 shipping and handling for you. But a stunning collection. And just quickly before we do demo 2, some other cards. I always like to give a shout out to the design team. This one is Sue Darimpool. Hi Sue, regular on the design team. Look at that. That balancing mouse on top of the books, using that very geometric background, really effective.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It is gorgeous. And this one is Lindsay and Atherton, sorry. Lindsay Atherton's done this one. How gorgeous is that? Kind, generous, thoughtful. Are you thinking, I know someone I can send that to? Or are you thinking, oh, if only?
How rude.
I know. This is lovely too. This is from Sue again. Look at that, with the feathers. But that can be so much, can't it, that background?
Yeah, I think the fact that we've got so much versatility on this whole collection and the collection as a whole, that there's so many different, look at that, there's so many different ways we can play with it.
Yeah. I mean, what guy do you know that doesn't love a watch?
I was saying yesterday on the Facebook Live, the cards like that, they're so lovely for Valentine's cards for men because it takes away that kind of, that thing we have as you know, with all the verses and stuff, like my ex used to just be like, thanks dude, and never read them, and you know, and I kind of got that because it's more of a sometimes more of a feminine thing than a masculine, not always, but sometimes.
Do you know what?
And so it's nice to have those more male tones.
I mean, my mum, she doesn't really matter, she doesn't care about what's on the front of the card, it's the words on the inside.
Yeah, my mum's like that.
You
My
know,
mum's like that. I care about what's on the front of the card. It needs to make me laugh.
Absolutely.
Bit like one of the Valentine's presents that I got, which was a set of screwdrivers. Thank you.
Nice.
Was very good, actually.
Lindsay Atherton's done this one. I think you'll agree they are beautiful, aren't they? Really stunning. It is the With Compliments collection. It's on right now. You can order it right now. Now, yesterday, if you ordered it after the little tease show on Facebook Live with Carla, your order was picked and packed straight away. They are in the post this morning. They've gone. They're on their way to you. You might even get them tomorrow morning. I'm sure you will. If you order anything right now, the guys are on it. They don't sit on your orders for a day or two before they go and get it from the warehouse. They do it straight away. So not only are the dies and what you can make with them amazing, the customer services at Carnation Crafts is second to none. You really can't beat it. Okay, now, bearing in mind we're a half hour late starting, we've got about 20 minutes left, Carla. Is that enough time for another demo?
Yeah, is that what Miss Taz was just saying to me? Mm-hmm. She was mouthing something. She's shaking her head, so it wasn't. We'll just pretend she did. We'll pretend we didn't see.
I think it was another glass of wine, love. I think that's what she was saying.
She would know it was vodka. So this is an 8x8 card that we're doing again, but I'm changing it out this time. So because we've just done the lion, and I will come back obviously and do more of those animal shapes, but I just want to guide it away from that so we can see the rest of the collection as well. So this colour is, now you can't probably see that as well as I would like you to on camera, but man, oh man, is that a pretty colour.
That's the richest burgundy.
Isn't it? It's beautiful. It's almost a plum. It's almost like a purple colour. So I'm just taking that in, push, pull.
I love it when you do that.
Fingerprints on. I think yeah.
It's the wrist action.
The wrist action. You know that I've been doing the same thing for several years. Look at those two together. Look at that blue with that purple. That's incredible, that colour tone.
That's why you need your perfect papers. You need them.
Just ignore the wonk for now. And then I'm just toning those down. I can't work on colour like that, and it's just something to do with me. I can't, because I need a cooler tone. So in order to show you that, if I put that wine on there, to me it's disappearing. Not to everyone. I know we all see things visually differently.
I know what you mean though.
But it disappears. If I pop this then on here, it pops straight into my face.
Literally.
So I'm always going to cool my colour tones down. Now that's, again, it is personal choice. I'm not saying the way I do it is correct. I'm saying it's the way I do it and the reason why I do it, just so you know at home. And then I've got that on a higher foam tape, so I'm creating that shadow play. I am slightly on a wonk, but you know, it matches my brain, so We don't mind a wonk. Right, I'm taking this. So I've taken this and that purple, so I'm bringing this tone straight back through, right to the top again, but without it being the full thing.
Doesn't it look different with a darker colour?
I know. Isn't
Jumps.
it? It's just incredible, isn't it? And I think when you see that on the white and that tone pops, it's just so pretty.
I mean, what do you look at that and see? Do you see a peacock's feather, a tail? Do you see a stained glass window? Do you see the plumage of an owl, which it's supposed to be? Obviously, it can be anything, really, couldn't it?
Yeah, and peacock feathers, all kinds of different things that we can bring into it. So, a little bit of wet glue on here. You can use red liner tape. The reason I haven't used red liner tape, and it's again personal choice, is if I get my placement wrong, I am committed to wherever it sticks. And because it's got those finer elements in it, I don't want to commit until I know I've got it exactly right. So I'm using small little pieces of glue just in areas that I can control, turning it around and placing it edge to edge here. Now, because the dies work the way they do, in the very, very clever format. You see how I can wiggle that? If that had been red liner tape, that was me done at the wrong point. So that's why I don't use red liner on these. Now, if I changed that die, I could have moved that end die and had that here and had that as a full mat. And that's so powerful.
It is.
That's so clever. The engineering on this is just ridiculous. So I've created that beautiful half sun on the side, really pretty. Now, just think about this die as well, specifically this one, if you're, because it looks like a sunflower as well to me. It's got that element of a sunflower. If you're using this at home and you've got some different types of cardstock that you want to try and just do it in a plain colour, start cutting these in your yellows and your oranges, that fire burning colour that you can use as well. It's got those elements to it. We've got the little Mushka here, and he is very handsome. Look how lovely he's sitting on his box.
So cute.
Now I'm going to raise him slightly, but not too much. So I am going to use a little bit of pin flare. The reason I'm not raising him too much is that I'm going to put some things in front of him. So if I raise him too high, they have to be raised too high, and eventually we're not going to get it into an envelope. So I can't put too much behind him. You can use foam tape, but again, I'm just going to squidge him just tiny amounts on these books.
And throughout the Carnation Crafts collections over the months and over the years, there have been so many different situations the mice have got themselves into. So think about bringing in mice you've already got in different scenarios into this collection, putting this one into previous collections. They all go together so well.
They're very naughty, those naughty Mishkas.
That's a disaster waiting to happen though, isn't it?
Isn't he lovely? Look at those shadows. And as somebody who is a bookaholic, I can definitely relate to that.
Are you?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, right.
I've got to go and get them all from Yorkshire, and I think we were working out I've got well over 1,500 books.
No way.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't put you down as a reader.
My master's degree is English literature and creative
course.
writing. It's my thing. It's my big thing. So now I have got this little platter, and I'm going to place it at the bottom, and I'm going to kind of use it as a half grounding device. It is covering up those books a little bit, but just over the edge, so not too much. But that naughty mouse, he definitely needs some cheese.
Linda Stevens says, I said yesterday on the preview it was a must-have. Now I've seen the first demo, it's more of a must-have. Stunning as always. And Adele Howatson, hello to you. You're watching as well on Facebook. Remember, different times to our shows today. There were going to be 1 and 3. They're now going to be 1:30 and 3:30. So we're going to get your full 3 hours from us today.
Hello, Sue. Right.
Oh, yep, Sue Pentherby. Or Pebberthy.
Place some Cheez-Its on here, just for that little mouse. I'm just rocking. So I'm not going in with a ball tool because I don't want it to be rounded. Cheese isn't a ball unless it's a baby bell, which I love. So I'm just going to rock it from side to side just to create that little bit of dimension. And then I'll take it in. What that does is it leaves this part flat, and that means I can place another one on top of it. So it's that rocking dimension. Place a little bit of pin flare just on. He's got to have some cheese.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't want to cover the candle. So I'm just going to place this here. I rocked it enough that that goes down. Now I can place another one on top, and I can go much higher with my pin flare on this one if I so choose, because it's not having anything overlapping. So I'm just going to place through.
And you can tell your stories with these dies, with these artwork images. You can really build up a story and tell it so well.
Carnation's corking.
That was the biggest drama on my holiday that I came back on Sunday. Broke the corkscrew. Not used to having wine bottles that have got corks. Got the corkscrew. First time trying it, broke it.
That's not good.
All the shops were shut. Disaster.
That is a disaster. What did you do? Did you do the shoe trick, the shoe in the wall?
No. What's that?
Dave?
You have to show me that.
You were not a student, were you? You use a shoe in a wall and you can get the cork out of a bottle.
I didn't know that. We ended up pushing it in, which is probably a dangerous thing to do. But
No, you take it out with a shoe and a cork.
shoe and a cork.
Shoe and a wall.
I'm confused. You have to show me. We'll have to do a YouTube video of it. When
I'm
your
sure everyone at
breaks,
home doesn't want to watch me pop a wine bottle because then you'd have to watch me drink the wine and that could be a disaster. I'm just going to place that behind that Cheez-Its. See how that cork sits, and we've got that rotund point with that shadow behind because we've just shaped out slightly so that neck is slightly rotund. That can sit then flat. We get that gorgeous shadow place, that 3D effect that's coming through. And then all we're going to do just to finish it, tiniest bit of decoration. We don't need much because we've got a lot going on here. So it's just those tuck-ins, 2 little feathers. That's all I'm using. Little bit of wet glue. And it's just going to overlap onto that wine and over there. I don't want it to mess that candle. Just place. This would be really beautiful. That mouse, if you've got one of the box frames and you use it as a silhouette behind some vellum with the little candle and some tiny lights, would just be awesome.
It would look great.
As if he's reading in the dark.
Wow. Oh boy.
Look at the impact on that, guys.
Incredible. 2 demos every hour at least. Next one, 1:30, and then 3:30. But this collection, you know, I think it solved a problem for so many people. Judging by what your messages have been saying to us since Carla did the preview last night on Facebook and since our live shows today, every month we just do one launch that's exclusive to us at Carnation Crafts TV. This is it this month. Now, it could be that you want to make masculine cards. It could be that you don't necessarily make many masculine cards, but you just love the images. The stag, we've all agreed that would make a fantastic, amazing Christmas card. I think that's going to be my family Christmas card this year, the stag in the middle. You've then got also the proud lion, the pride, and then you've also got, of course, the edge of wisdom. So 3 wonderful main die collections here. Let me show you them again step by step, just in case you missed them earlier on. So there is your beautiful owl. It's sometimes difficult to see with the dies exactly what they can achieve. And the artwork, remember, is there for you. If you're brand new, you don't know Carnation, the artwork are called vignettes. If you go to carnationcrafts.co.uk, there's a section there that says vignettes and backing papers. You can go and print the artwork off now, free of charge. So you wait a day or 2 for your dies, but only a day or 2. Get the artwork this afternoon and enjoy looking at the artwork, and then enjoy, of course, cutting it out when you get your beautiful purchase in the post in the next few days. Now, if I show you some of the other ones as well that the design team have done, this stag in the middle is just gorgeous. Barbara's done this one. Look at that.
Gorgeous,
Isn't that amazing? And it's in 2 colour. All the characters are in 2 colourways, aren't they, on the website?
Yes. Yeah. There's monochromatics all the way through, and I like the fact we got the choice, right? Because that makes a difference. It's important that we have that choice, that we can craft with both.
Yeah.
Because we don't see enough monochromatic, and I love monochromatic cards. They're powerful. So I love that they gave us both, and that gold with that black as well.
Well, there's the monochromatic one. So I've got the monochromatic in the owl, and also the stag and the lion as well, and then the monochromatic. The monochromatic, Carla used here to great effect as a drop shadow. So you've got the grey and the black, you've got the brown and the gold, beautiful together, and that was the first demo in the first show. What about that for a collection? Now, obviously, most of you seem to go for the entire thing because everything works together well. But if your budget doesn't stretch to $109.99 or $98.99 is the price, of course, with a discount code, which is going to pop up on the screen now for you. Taz will put it out there for you. There it is. CCWC10. Put that in the promo box. I always really, if I'm buying anything online and I get to checkout and it says promo code, and I'm thinking, I haven't got one.
I know it's annoying.
I don't want to buy it because I know there is probably one out there somewhere, but there it is. CCWC10. That will get you 10% off the $109.99, taking it down to $98.99 with your option of Clear Pay and PayPal Pay in 3 as interest-free options. But if there's just one thing that you want, that's fine. If you just want the lion dies, or you just want the stag dies, all of these are individually available on the website, and it's always the case if your order comes to more than £50, you won't pay a single P&P charge in the UK. In the US it's $4.95, and if you put say the paper pads or the perfect papers in your order, the P&P for US viewers is $14.95. But all of these, if you just want the feathers and the what was it, thistle and ferns, yeah, they're there as an option. If you just want the superhero, that's fine. Just want the watch, that's what your die collection lacks. It's all there individually on the website. And the perfect papers, I've got to show you again quickly. Look, if you're wondering why do I need the perfect papers, take any card with the artwork, the vignettes, you'll see that the colours complement perfectly. You'll get the papers and the cardstock to match in every way. No jarring, no colour clashes or anything like that. $14.99 is all you need to pay for that today, plus your P&P because it's under £50. But if you're buying it with the main collection, there's no P&P charge whatsoever. 221012 for the perfect papers. Maybe go for a couple of sets. Lots of you do that, I know, each time. But whatever your budget, there's something for you from Carnation Crafts. We've got lots to look forward to later on, haven't we?
A jacket potato.
Oh, food. I wasn't thinking that, but great. With
I mean,
tuna.
the rest as well. Not
Yum,
with tuna.
yum.
You can do the tuna. It's dirty. We don't like no to the tuna. He can deal with
Lots
that.
of people look forward to our lunch reports.
I know.
Yeah.
What did I make you this morning? I baked fresh pastries
You
this
did.
morning.
Fresh croissants and a pan au chocolat.
I did.
Very nice.
It's a very good human.
All right, well, we'll say goodbye for now. We'll come back at 1:30 and 3:30 with 2 more live shows. Get in touch via Facebook or YouTube if you want to. We are live if you're watching us now at 12:25. But of course, this can be watched again and again and again whenever you like on YouTube. Lots of people get home in the evening and then watch back the earlier shows. So if you're watching a repeat show, hi, I'm Dave, that's Carla, Taz is over there, and we'll be back with you in about an hour's time at 1:30. Have a nice lunch.